can't do nothing, because we the power. All power to the people. Love you guys. Peace and blessings. Say her name.
Have you been to the gynecologist yet? That was the question my mom asked me at 15 when I informed her about a change that I had noticed in my body. Now, I'd like to start off by saying I am not by nature a particularly private person, but by profession I am extremely private. I'm not the type to divulge facts about my personal life. I am fiercely protective of my family, and I have no social media presence. But I feel that in the face of this current political climate, it is vital that we all make it our mission to get really, really personal. So yes, at 15, I had been to a gynecologist. I was living in New York City and had visited a Planned Parenthood there. My mother moved to California a few years before. My brother Hunter and I were living with my father, and at 15, I had been working in the entertainment industry for 8 or so years and had been fortunate enough to be eligible for private health insurance through my union. Our family struggled financially. We'd been on public assistance for several years, and I was primarily responsible for making my own doctor's appointments. But still, I was nervous about taking this next stride towards womanhood, and it was actually my clinician at Planned Parenthood who suggested I speak with my pediatrician if I was seeking a referral. She was compassionate and professional and told me that she was happy to treat me for regular checkups and when the time came, for STD and cancer screenings. No judgment, no questions asked. Planned Parenthood provided a safe place where I could be treated with gentle guidance. Now, I may have been 15 and surprisingly self-sufficient, but I'm sure there isn't one person here who has not been helped by Planned Parenthood directly or otherwise. When I knew I was coming to speak on behalf of women's reproductive and health issues, every single one of my girlfriends had a story about Planned Parenthood. They saved me so many times. One of my best girlfriends confided in me, saying, "They saved my ass and some other parts too." When I found out I had precancerous signs I never would have known about without my annual checkups, and her speech grew more emphatic and emotional as she described how the organization had helped her decide between treatment options. She was able to make some difficult decisions, deciding what was right for her body, and her then partner without anyone else's interference. My sister also used Planned Parenthood services for years after moving states. She'd been living her whole life in New York City, pursuing her dream to move to California. She had no contacts and no health insurance, but was able to regularly see a doctor at a Planned Parenthood clinic for screenings, advice, birth control, and checkups. For the more than 2.5 million patients a year that rely on Planned Parenthood services for cancer and STD screenings, birth control, safe abortion, and pregnancy planning, these are uncertain and anxious times. Lawmakers in 24 states have tried to block patients from receiving care at Planned Parenthood. Congress has voted to limit access to reproductive services 9 times. Boo! Yes, boo! There are very real and devastating consequences to limiting access to what should be considered basic health care. For millions of Americans, Planned Parenthood is often the only trustworthy and affordable clinic providing safe education, sex education, safe abortion, and life-saving services. President Trump, I did not vote for you. That said, I respect that you are our president-elect, and I want to be able to support you. But first, I ask that you support me. Support my sister. Support my mother. Support my best friend and all of our girlfriends. Support the men and women here today that are anxiously awaiting to see how your next moves may drastically affect their lives. Support my daughter, who may actually, as a result of the appointments you have made, grow up in a country that is moving backwards, not forwards, and who may potentially not have the right to make choices for her body and her future that your daughter Ivanka has been privileged to have. I ask you to support all women and our fight for equality in all things, including the fight to be recognized as individuals who know better for ourselves what is right for our bodies, better than any elected official, popular or otherwise. It is a great honor for me to be speaking here in front of all of you today. After the result of this November's election, I felt as a woman, as an American citizen, a great weight bearing down on my shoulders, the feeling that the near future would present many obstacles, confrontation, and division. My immediate thought after hearing the election results was, oh man, we have so much work to do. But once the heaviness began to subside, I realized that an opportunity has presented itself to make real, long-term change, not just for future Americans, but in the way that we view our responsibilities to get involved with and stay active in our communities. Let this weight not drag you down, but help to get your heels stuck in. I pledge my relentless devotion to support women's healthcare initiatives. I will not stop fighting to make basic women's healthcare available to all. I believe with every fiber of my being that the conversations that we have with our partners and our doctors about what we do with our bodies and our future should not be made fodder for any politician, political agenda, lawmaker, and for-profit corporation. We must stand up for what are our basic human rights and always move forward, never backwards. The current political administration benefits from taking the power away from us. Don't give up your power. Don't let the feelings of helplessness make you complacent. I urge you all to make a difference on the ground. Volunteer. Volunteer with organizations that help women seeking a safe place to make some of the most difficult decisions of their lives. Donate to causes. Good afternoon, family. My name is Carmen Perez, and I am the Executive Director of the Gathering for Justice. I am truly humbled to join and serve you as one of the national co-chairs of the Women's March, alongside my sistren, Tamika Mallory, Linda Sarsour, and Bob Bland, as well as the many, many people who have worked so hard to make today happen. Thank you. I stand here as a Chicana Mexican-American woman, as a daughter and granddaughter of farm workers, as a family member of incarcerated and undocumented people, as a survivor of domestic violence, as a woman who knows pain and who has transformed her pain into gifts. Gifts that have allowed me to see light in the darkest places. For 20 years, I have worked in America's prisons. I have seen families being torn apart, locked up in cages, many stripped of their rights, their freedoms, and ultimately their lives. And the majority are black and brown, including women, women who I call sisters. This has to end. This will end because of you, because of us. Today, I join you all and raise my voice, loud and clear, to say we had had enough. We know what the problems are. We know who our enemy is. We know what the injustice have done to us and those we love. But to overcome them, we have to stand in solidarity. We have to listen to each other and know that we always have more to learn. To protect each other, we don't always have to agree, but we have to organize and stand together. We must remember that unity of action does not mean that we have to be unanimous in thought, but that injury to one is injury to all. I am reminded of the words of my mentor and boss, Harry Belafonte. Those who are working towards the liberation of our people are only subject to friendship and support. Those who are being divisive are playing the enemy's game. And so our responsibility is to find our way. There's an entry point for all of us to be involved in this movement. So get involved, stay involved, and keep your eyes on the prize. Know that those closest to the problem are also closest to the solution. Trust them. Stand with them in your actions. Because I believe what Fannie Lou Hamer said, when I liberate myself, I liberate others. And if you don't speak, ain't nobody gonna speak on behalf of you. And to those threatening us and our livelihood, I say, si no nos dejan soñar, no los vamos a dejar dormir. If they don't let us dream, we will not let you sleep. We stand here on day one of the new administration, refusing to let them sleep, not for 1 second. We will hold all our officials, whether elected or appointed, accountable. There are some in this country who say we should adjust to work with and adjust to hatred. But Dr. Martin Luther King spoke of the power of being maladjusted to an unjust society. We will not adjust to hatred and bigotry. We will resist Islamophobia, xenophobia, white supremacy, sexism, racism, misogyny, and ableism. We will be brave, intentional, and unapologetic in addressing the intersections of our identities. And collectively, we will stand up for the most marginalized among us, because they are us. We will not wait for some magical being to rise up and save us. We are not helpless. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are who we need. When I see my liberation bound in your liberation, and you and mine, together we will get free. So remember, when you go back home, think about why you marched. And organize, organize, organize. Si se puede. Thank you.
Woo! Thank you so much. I am so proud to stand here with all of you today, to be in service to you, because this was truly a service opportunity for all of us who work for you. It has been such an honor to work alongside the co-chairs, Bob Bland, Linda Salsor, and the birthday girl who you just heard from, Carmen Perez. Today is not a concert. It is not a parade, and it is not a party. Today is an act of resistance. Now, some of you came here to protest one man. I didn't come here for that. I came here to address those of you who say you are of good conscience. To those of you who experience a feeling of being powerless, disparaged, victimized, antagonized, threatened, and abused. To those of you who for the first time felt the pain that my people have felt since they were brought here with chains shackled on our legs. Today I say to you, welcome to my world. Welcome to our world. I stand here as a black woman, the descendant of slaves. My ancestors literally nursed our slave masters. Through the blood and tears of my people, we built this country. America cannot be great without me, you, and all of us who are here today. Today you may be feeling aggrieved, but know that this country has been hostile to its people for a long time. For some of you it is new. For some of us it is not so new at all. Today I am marching for black and brown lives, for Sandra Bland, for Philando Castile, for Tamir Rice, for Ayanna Stanley Jones, for Eric Garner, for Michael Brown, for Trayvon Martin, and for those 9 people who were shot at the Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church. We have a chance, brothers and sisters, to get this thing right. We can do it if women rise up and take this nation back. When you go back home, remember how you felt. What made you that instinct, that gut, that said I gotta get on a bus, a plane, a train, no matter what, to protect my children? That feeling, take it back with you to wherever it is that you came from today. You have awoken a new and renewed spirit. And I am so excited to be a part of this with all of you. But to be quiet in our whisper, to speak low about it, is not going to get it done. We must be bold the way you were bold to come here in these large numbers today. When you feel that we are not taking care of one another properly, put your feelings aside, put your pride aside, and stand up for the most marginalized people in this society. Because if you stand for them, you stand for all. Dr. King said, I will not remember the harsh words of my enemies. I will remember the silence of my friends. God bless you.
Assalamu alaikum, may peace be upon you, brothers and sisters. My name is Linda Sarsour, and I am one of the national co-chairs for the Women's March on Washington. I stand here before you, unapologetically Muslim American, unapologetically Palestinian American, unapologetically from Brooklyn, New York. Sisters and brothers, you are what democracy looks like. Sisters and brothers, you are my hope for my community.
respect the presidency, but I will not respect this president of the United States of America. I will not respect an administration that won an election on the backs of Muslims and black people and undocumented people and Mexicans and people with disabilities and on the backs of women. Many of our communities, including my community, the Muslim community, has been suffering in silence for the past 15 years under the Bush administration and under the Obama administration. The very things that you were outraged by during this election season, the Muslim registry program, the banning of the Muslims, the dehumanization of the community that I come from, that has been our reality for the past 15 years. Sisters and brothers, if you have come here today as your first time at a march, I welcome you. I ask you to stand and continue to keep your voices loud for black women, for Native women, for undocumented women, for our LG on the streets. Keep my head held high because I am not afraid. Sisters and brothers, fear is a choice. We are the majority. We are the conscience of these United States of America. We are this nation's moral compass. If you want to know if you are going the right way, follow women of color, sisters and brothers. We know where we need to go, and we know where justice is, because when we fight for justice, we fight for it for all people, for all our communities. I want to remind you that the reason why you are here today is because mothers and yoga teachers and organizers and bakers came out to organize. Ordinary people made this happen. No corporate dollars, no money from corporations. This is your dollars. This is your work. This is you made this happen. I am honored to stand here today on the stage as a national co-chair with Tamika and Carmen, who are my sisters, but also with my family, because I organize for my mother, I march for my daughters and all of my children. But most of all, I am my Palestinian grandmother who lives in occupied territories, wildest dreams, sisters and brothers, and I'm so proud to be here with all of you. Justice for all.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, I just like the river. I've been running ever since. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know the change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long, coming, but I know the change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. I go to the movie and I go downtown. Somebody keeps telling me don't hang around. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know the change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Then I go to my brother and I say, brother, help me, please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Oh, every time that I thought I couldn't last for long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know the change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know the change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. I know the change is coming, and it's gonna come. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Hello. My name is Judith LeBlanc, and I'm a proud member of the Caddo Tribe of Oklahoma and the director of the Native Organizers Alliance. And I march for my daughter Jenna, my nieces Nora, Marie, and Victoria. We march today for Mother Earth because water is life. Standing Rock has shown the world our faith, our prayers, people power is stronger than rubber bullets. Across Indian country, generations have suffered from contaminated air, land, and water after fossil fuel corporations ran with their profits. That is real carnage, President Trump. President Trump, we heard you're considering privatizing land, Indian land, for oil. You will not steal our land. We've been there before. Today, Native women are here, representing many nations, and we are marching in prayer. We are marching with our ancestors in our hearts. It's a Standing Rock moment. And President Trump, let me break it down for you. A Standing Rock moment means our power is rooted in love for humanity. Our strength is drawn from our ancestors. Our medicine is stronger than rubber bullets or water cannons. Standing together, people united. We are who are here today, who are standing with Standing Rock, standing with Flint, Michigan, standing with Oak Flats, standing with immigrants united. Today, indigenous people, water protectors all across the world are saying no to pipelines, no to corporate plunder of sacred sites, no to wars for oil. President Trump, the movement that we're building is driven by faith, by hope, by love and prayers. We will stop the carnage of Mother Earth. Water is sacred. Water is life. Women are life. Thank you.
Buenos días. We're the Latinos in the house. I'm Jessica Gonzalez Rojas from the National Latina Institute for Reproductive Health, and I'm here with my women of color sisters representing reproductive justice at the March for Women. I stand here today to boldly and proudly proclaim in the face of fascism that we stand for health, dignity, and justice for all people, and we will fight against racism, sexism, xenophobia, racism, transphobia, homophobia. We're going to be fighting this with all our hearts. That's right. This is a hard moment, folks, but we are a resilient community. We are a community who've been fighting. We stand on the shoulders of our ancestors, and we're here and we will resist. That's right. Our community, our Latino community. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos. That's right. So we will continue to fight in the face of this administration and stand up for reproductive health, dignity, and justice. Gracias.
Hello, my name is Sanyan, and I'm here representing our Asian American Pacific Islander community marching here with us today. I stand here before you as an immigrant from South Korea, a mother of a Korean African American daughter, and I am marching today because we cannot normalize the presidency of someone who does not demonstrate that he values women, immigrants, and people of color. Not only in his speech, but in his action. I will not sit silent while Trump revokes DACA and separates our immigrant families, and I will not sit silent while Trump cuts funding from programs that prevent violence against women. And I will not sit silent while accessible health care is taken away from us. And I will not sit silent while the administration attacks our right to choose if we want to parent, when we want to parent, and how we parent.
What's up, everybody? How you doing today? My name is Monica Simpson, and I am the Executive Director of Sister Song. We are the National Women of Color Reproductive Justice Collective, and I stand before you representing Trust Black Women and the Black Mamas Matter Alliance. Reproductive justice, a movement named by Black women 22 years ago and organized and led by women of color, exemplifies the charge given to us from Audre Lorde. She said we cannot have single-issue movements because we do not live single-issue lives. Reproductive justice fights for access to safe and healthy and legal abortions because having an abortion is not a sin, it is not genocide, it is our human right. Reproductive justice addresses police brutality because when Black men, women, and children are being taken down and have to live a life with fear, that is reproductive injustice. We fight for health care reform because Black women are dying at a rate 4 times higher than white women in childbirth, and we must address how racial and gender discrimination still resides in our healthcare system. This reproductive justice movement understands that our movements are inextricably linked. All of us must work together to do this work, to get to freedom and to see justice. We are not afraid to fight for our human right to have children or not. We are not afraid to fight for our human right to live free from violence against our bodies, our families, and our community. We are not afraid to call out the system of white supremacy that continues to overly criminalize and police and coerce and violate and kill us. watching. We've had such an incredible group of people show up that we've got a few things that we have to do. Number one, Jonelle Monáe, Maxwell, and a few other incredible artists are going to be coming before you in just a moment. Also, we have a few speakers left, just a few. After 30 seconds, I'm going to stand with them and cut the microphone off. Are y'all with me? Are y'all with me? 30 seconds. All right, who we got next, y'all?
In the name of Allah, most gracious and most merciful, all praise is due to the God Most High. First, I want to tell you, I stand here as an African-American Muslim woman. I stand here on the heels of the Native Americans, the Africans who came before Columbus. I stand here on the heels of Harriet Tubman, Imam Boukman, Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey, Elijah and Clara Muhammad, Martin and Coretta, Malika and Betty, and Wharf Dean Muhammad. There's a teaching in Islam that says the womb of the woman is connected to the throne of God. So when you say truth, God will rain down truth. When you say justice, God will rain down justice. When you say no more, it will be no more. Women, we as Muslim Americans, we stand with you. Never let Islamophobia, fear, let me tell you, let never stand between us. There's nothing radical about Islam unless peace is radical. Nothing radical unless justice is radical. Nothing radical unless solidarity is radical. And there's nothing Islamic about terrorists. We stand with you today for action.
Hello, my name is George Gresham, president of 1199 SCIU. And to President Donald Trump, I don't know what kind of president you will be, but you are a hell of an organizer. We are here today because this is what America looks like. This is our country, and we are going to be respected. We are here to tell you that you can't divide us, that you can't bring us back to the bad old days. If America is going to be great again, it will be because we united together will fight for our rights. We are not giving in, sisters and brothers. We've worked too hard to make the progress that we have. And the fact that you came here today is true, that we in this country will stick together, we will fight together, we will support each other, we will stand up for women's rights, we will stand up for immigrants' rights, we will stand up for workers' rights, we will stand up for human rights, environmental rights. You can't.
I am the president of the Teachers Union, the AFT. We represent children in America and educators in America and nurses in America and college professors in America. We represent America
Sisters and brothers, my name is Wendy Carrillo. I was an undocumented child that fled war from El Salvador. I am an unrecognized refugee of this country. During the Salvadorian Civil War, my mother sought refuge in the U.S. and she was denied under incredible violence. She was refused, but she came anyway. As my mother, she worked hard babysitting other people's children so that one day she could save enough money for her mother, my grandmother, and her sister to bring us to this country. I am here because of her courage and the sacrifices of my biological father who paid with his life so that other people could have a right to vote. My father who raised me, whose family toiled in the fields of California, petitioned for my mother and I so that we could one day have residency. And before the age of 21, I became a citizen of this country. I am not here just by myself, but with the spirit of my ancestors and millions of women just like you who dare to dream, sacrifice, and fight for all of us. This is our moment, our movement, and we will not go down without a fight. Today I say to you, I am fearless, and we are fearless women. We are fearless women. The fight for freedom will continue. The fight for justice will continue. Sí se puede, y adelante la mujer. Gracias.
Hello, my name is Miriam Ali. I am here in honor of my father, Muhammad Ali, other great Muslims in this country, and all of you, the marginalized few. You know, I just want to say something to the non-voter. We have to start voting. I understand there's a lot of apathy and distrust of the government, but we have to learn from civil rights movements from the past, which is how we got the Civil Rights Act of 1964. You know, Barack Obama said something, they told me to keep it short, so I'm gonna keep it short. He said, don't boo, vote. So this is what we gotta do. Don't get frustrated, get involved. Don't complain, organize. You know, so many people binge watch television for hours and hours. They're in their telephones. They're on the computer or Facebook for hours, but they won't, and they'll stand up for their sports teams. They know every rule of the NBA and the NFL, but they don't know how local government works. We have to start spending time and being responsible for all humanity and stand up for equal rights. Thank you. And the greetings of peace of all Muslims. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello, good afternoon. I am standing next to DJ Beverly Bond. She is not just a DJ though, she is the founder of Black Girls Rock.
And I'm standing with the legendary MC Light.
I am woman, hear me roar!
The women that we are about to introduce to you have suffered unfathomable loss from racist violence.
But they are here out of love for their children and ours.
Please welcome to the stage the mothers of the movement.
Lucia Macbeth,
Maria Hamilton,
Gwen Carr,
Hawa Ba,
and Sabrina Fulton.
Hello. Hello. First of all, I need you guys to do something for us to give us energy because we're still amateurs at this. When I say mothers, you say of the movement. Mothers. Louder. I want our kids in heaven to hear it. Mothers. One more time. Mothers. Hello and welcome. My name is Sabrina Fulton. My son, who's in heaven with these mothers' sons, was Trayvon Martin. I have with me Eric Garner's mother. Wave your hand. Tell me his name. Muhammad Barr, mom. Dontre Hamilton's mom. And Jordan Davis' mom. All our sons are in heaven, and we continue to fight for our children. We will not stop. We understand the movement. We understand what we have to do as women is to stand tall, and we will continue to stand tall. We are stronger together. So let me also say that it does not matter who the president is, we're going to continue to fight. We come too far to turn back now. There's no turning back. And lastly, I just want to say to all of you, continue to support, continue to show up, continue to participate, continue to pray, and women's rights are human rights. Thank you.
All right, y'all ready to march, I know. But I have a very, very special surprise for you right now. Real special. I need y'all to give me a round of applause just to get me pumped up so I can bring this person out. We have a Grammy Award winning sister in the house. My dear sister and friend, Alica Keys.
Tamika. Ladies and gentlemen, are we here? Are you ready to march? Say yeah! Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that is rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide, leaving behind nights of terror and fear. I rise into a daybreak that is wondrously clear. I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise. Now, I know you've been hearing a lot of talking, and we all have so much to say inside of us. I just want to thank you so much for your courage. Thank you so much for your womanliness. Thank you so much for your strength. Thank you so much. Let us continue to honor all that is beautiful about being feminine. We are mothers. We are caregivers. We are artists. We are activists. We are entrepreneurs, doctors, leaders of industry and technology. Our potential is unlimited. We rise. We rise. We will not allow our bodies to be owned and controlled by men in government or men anywhere for that matter. We will not allow our compassionate souls to get stepped on. We want the best for all Americans. No hate, no bigotry, no Muslim registry. We value education, healthcare, and equality. We will continue to rise until our voices are heard, until our planet's safety is not deferred, until our bombs stop dropping in other lands, until our dollar is the same dollar as a man's. And we continue to recognize that, yes, we can. Until everyone respects Mother Energy and everyone with a belly button must agree. So I need you to repeat after me. We are here. We are here. We're on fire. We're on fire. Living in a world. That's on fire. Feet on the ground. Not backing down. Feet the ground. Not backing down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. We're walking on fire. These girls are on fire. Put your hands in the air. With these fly girls and we on fire. Put your fist up. Put your fist up. Put your fist up. I see your strength. I see your strength. We feel you. Yeah.
Mic's up. Come on, people.
You guys still fired up? You guys ready to march? All right, we almost there. Be patient, sisters and brothers. We're about to shut Washington, D.C. down. We have another very, very special guest. It is our honor to introduce Janelle Monáe. Hello, future. I'm so proud to stand here as a woman, an African-American woman. My grandmother was a sharecropper. She picked cotton in Aberdeen, Mississippi. My mother was a janitor, and I am a descendant of them, and I am here in their honor to help us move forward and fem the future. I just want to say, I want to remind you that it was woman that gave you Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It was woman that gave you Malcolm X. And according to the Bible, it was a woman that gave you Jesus. Don't you ever forget it. And we must remind them, those who are abusing their power. That is what I am here today to march against, the abuse of power. I want to say to the LGBTQ community, my fellow brothers and sisters, to immigrants, my fellow brothers and sisters, to women, continue to embrace the things that make you unique, even if it makes others uncomfortable. You are enough. And whenever you feel in doubt, whenever you want to give up, you must always remember to choose freedom over fear. come here again as an American and as a woman, not as an artist. When I go home, I have the same concerns. When I see bullies trying to bully you, just know that I am upset about it, and it does not go unnoticed. The things that are happening from Washington to even other Americans abusing their power and abusing others will be hidden no more. Women will be hidden no more. We will not remain hidden figures. We have names. We are complete human beings, and they cannot police us, so get off our areolas. Get off our vaginas. Again, we birthed this nation, and we can unbirth a nation if we choose. We can stop completely if we choose. This is about unity, and I want to bring on stage some more American women and men saying beauty, Jadena, and the mothers of the movement. As I talk about the abuse of power, it's not just happening here in Washington. It has also happened on the ground in the police force. We have amazing cops, we have amazing Americans, but again, we are here to fight against the abuse of power and to unite and to remind us all that at the end of the day, we all pee the same color. And we must protect each other. We must protect one another. So this is a song music that we wrote, not for ourselves, but for you. Make some noise if you're going to continue to be out there on the front lines. This is a song that is a vessel, and this is a tool for you to take out as you march. This song is called Hell You Talking About. And we're talking about this right now because we must continue to exercise our voices. Some of us protest in silence, and some of us believe that silence is not an option, and music, our sound, is a weapon. No wrong way to do it. But this song is going to honor those who are victims due to the abuse of power. This is a chant, and for us to be one living, breathing organism, I need your help. Can I get you to sing with us? So it goes like this. It's a call and response. I'm going to use Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland, our sister Sandra Bland. So when I say, Sandra Bland, say her name. I'm going to say Sandra Bland, and you say, say her name. So one more time. Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland. Say her name. 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 Won't you say her name? Hell you talking about. 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 Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland. All right, that was a test. Band, drop it in.
up here with us today. I'm giving you the mic because this is not about me. So you go. Say, Jordan Davis. No, we're going to do it right because this is a moment for history. We're going to have a moment together where we're listening and we are in tune. We are in tune, all right? 1, 2, 3. Jordan Davis.
Say name.
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 Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Won't you say his name? Yeah. We got another mother. Eric Gardner's mother. And we're going to give you the mic. This is not about me. This is about you. This is about your son. And this is about all of us fighting back against the abuse of power. So when this comes in, we want to be in tune with you on the 1, 2. Say his name. 1, 2, 3.
Eric Gardner. Say name.
Eric Gardner.
Say name.